Okay, but really, is there anything worse than an inbox that's just completely overflowing? You start the day, you're like, all right, I'm going to get so much done, and then bam, hundreds of emails just hit you.
You're not kidding. It's like a monster.
It is. Newsletters I don't even remember signing up for,
Yeah.
and like a million things marked urgent makes me want to just give up before I even start.
Yeah, it's like this constant weight,
Yeah.
feeling like you're always behind, always playing catch up.
Mm-hmm.
And that lurking fear of missing something important in that huge mess of emails.
Ugh, it's the worst. So that's what makes this deep dive so interesting, honestly. We're looking at Inbox Zero. It's this, well, they say it's AI powered and it's supposed to actually solve the email problem.
Right.
We went through their whole website, all the features and even their FAQs, really trying to see is this the email solution we've all been waiting for? Is it legit?
Well, I will say, I'm cautiously optimistic. You know me, I'm always a little skeptical about these kinds of things, but
Yeah.
AI for email, it could be amazing. AI is really good at spotting patterns and automating things, and it can even learn your preferences. If Inbox Zero can actually pull that off, then yeah, maybe we can actually get back to Inbox Zero. But the real question is, can it? How well does it actually work in real life?
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it? So let's dig into it. One of their big things is this AI automation, right? And it's basically like having a super efficient, digital assistant living in your inbox.
Yeah, like a little email ninja taking care of business.
Yes. No more spending hours sorting, deleting, filing. It just does it for you. And get this, you don't even need to be a tech genius to make it work.
Really?
Yeah.
But that's usually my biggest fear with this stuff.
Right. But they're all about using plain English. So you just tell it what to do. Hey, if you see this kind of email, do that. For example, shopping deals. My kryptonite. Can I just tell if it's a sale email from any clothing store, just archive it.
I think so. It's all about setting up those rules.
Oh, that is so tempting. It's like having a willpower booster, but for your inbox.
Exactly. And the cool part is they have this planning mode.
Yeah.
So before the AI goes rogue and starts, deleting your entire life, you can actually see what it would do.
Okay, that makes me feel a lot better. Because as much as I would love to just hand over the keys to my inbox and just be do your thing, there's always that little voice that's but what if it accidentally...
Send that email to your boss.
Exactly. Okay, so we've got the AI automation, but what about those newsletters? The ones that sounded amazing 6 months ago, and now they're just clogging up your inbox. Inbox Zero says they have a solution for that, too, with their bulk unsubscribers.
And you know me, I'm all about unsubscribing. Digital clutter is the worst. So how does this one work?
Okay, so imagine this. One click, and you're free. No more, scrolling forever to find that tiny unsubscribe link that's hidden at the bottom of the email.
Oh, thank goodness.
But
sometimes they make it so hard to unsubscribe. It's a challenge.
I know. It's they don't want you to leave, but this is different. And it's not just about mass unsubscribing either. It also analyzes your habits, shows you which senders you actually open and engage with the most. It's like a reality check for your inbox,
I kind of love that because I'll be honest, I have so many subscriptions that I've completely forgotten about.
Right. Me too. Okay. Remember when we were all obsessed with sourdough bread baking?
Oh, yeah.
Signed up for every recipe under the sun?
Totally.
I haven't opened a single one of those emails in a year.
This is why we need this tool. It's like self-discovery through email.
Right, it is. Speaking of things we might want to discover and then banish from our inboxes forever, let's talk about those dreaded cold emails. The ones that make you wonder, does anyone actually read these?
Oh, don't even get me started. They're the worst.
So Inbox Zero has this cold email blocker, and this is where things get really interesting, I think.
Okay, I'm intrigued. I'm ready to block some cold emails.
So it's not just about nuking everything that looks even remotely like marketing. You can actually teach it what a cold email looks like to you.
So it's customizable.
Exactly. Let's say you're open to hearing from potential collaborators, but you're being bombarded with generic sales pitches that have absolutely nothing to do with your work. Inbox Zero can learn the difference.
Oh, wow. It's finally, a tool that understands that not all emails are created equal.
Right. And if you're ever curious about what got filtered out, you can always go back and take a look. It's not gone forever, just neatly tucked away.
Okay, phew. Because sometimes I do worry about things getting lost in the void.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, absolutely. But this way, you have the control. You're the boss. And you know what else? One user said it perfectly. They said that Inbox Zero helped them clean up their, and I quote, top cluttering newsletter and promotional email subscriptions in just a few minutes.
Okay, that is impressive.
That's the dream, right?
A few minutes, sign me up. That's like a whole extra coffee break right there.
Exactly. And that brings us to the other big thing with AI tools. It's about saving time, right? All those minutes you waste on irrelevant emails, they add up. Just imagine what you could do with even an extra 30 minutes a day.
Oh, don't even get me started. The possibilities.
Right.
Okay, let's hear it. Last big feature.
Okay, this one's called Inbox Analytics. Now, before you tune out thinking this is where it gets boring and data heavy, I promise it's not. This is about like real usable information, not just numbers for the sake of numbers.
Okay, good. Because I was going to say, I don't need another spreadsheet in my life.
Right, no one needs that.
Yeah.
This is about like really understanding your email habits. Like, who do you actually email most often? Are there certain times of day when you're more likely to get sucked into your inbox black hole? Inbox Zero can show you those patterns so you can then like actually do something about them.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
It's like instead of just feeling overwhelmed, Inbox Zero is like, hey, I noticed this about how you use email. Maybe we could tweak it a little. It's like
Okay.
having a coach, but for your inbox, helping you actually improve.
Yeah.
Like maybe you'll see that every time a certain person sends you an email, it just throws off your whole day.
Oh, totally. Because their emails are like novels, and you need to set aside a full hour just to decipher them.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But then once you see that pattern, it's like, okay, maybe I need to set some boundaries with this person, or maybe there's a better way for us to communicate.
Right. Knowledge is power. Okay, but speaking of power, we've got to talk about the big question with AI and all of this, which is privacy.
Right.
I mean, we're basically inviting this tool to analyze our emails, and let's be honest, sometimes those emails are a little more personal than we realize.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's a valid concern with any AI tool. So the big question is, how does Inbox Zero handle all of that? Are they using our emails to like train their AI? Do they have access to all our data?
Right. Spill the tea, Inbox Zero. Okay, so the good news is they seem to be pretty transparent about their whole approach. Like, they emphasize that they give you control over your data, which is huge. And their code is open source, so anyone who actually understands code can see exactly what's going on. No shady algorithms lurking in the shadows.
Okay, well, that's good. Transparency is always a good sign. But let's be real, I wouldn't know an algorithm if it hit me in the face.
Right. Me neither. But for those of us who are less code savvy, there's still good news. They've apparently been through Google's whole security vetting process, and they got the thumbs up, so that's reassuring.
Okay, yeah, that does help. Google's not going to mess around with their security.
Exactly. And they say very clearly that for their analytics, they only store like a scrambled version of your email.
So they're not keeping like an actual copy of every single email I've ever sent.
Nope. It's like taking all the words in your email, throwing them in a blender and hitting pulse. It's all jumbled up. It's not readable anymore.
Okay, that makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah.
But can we talk about that self-hosting option for a minute? Because that seems like the ultimate peace of mind.
Oh, yeah. For anyone who's like truly privacy conscious, you can actually host Inbox Zero on your own servers. So it's literally like your own little AI working just for you, no data leaving your computer.
Okay, that's impressive.
Yeah.
They're really covering all the bases here. It's like they're saying, we trust you with your data. We're being transparent. If you want even more control, you got it.
Exactly. But even with all of this, all the cool features, the AI magic, all of that, it still comes down to the human, right?
Oh, 100%. Inbox Zero can help you optimize everything, but it can't tell you what's actually important to you or how to find that elusive work-life balance we all talk about.
Right, exactly. It's like they say, you can lead a horse to water.
But you can't make it organize its inbox.
Exactly. You've got to put in a little effort, right? Like setting up those rules, training the AI, figuring out what actually works for you. Think of it like training a new assistant. It takes a little time in the beginning, but once they're up to speed.
Game changer. Okay, but remind me about those user testimonials again, because I feel like sometimes those can be really telling.
Oh, totally. Okay, this one user, Alex, they said that Inbox Zero is like having a layer top email that just makes so much sense.
It's always good to hear from people who are actually out there using it. Obviously you got to take testimonials with a grain of salt, but
Yeah.
it does sound like people are genuinely liking this thing.
Yeah, they do. They're finding that it actually delivers. It really does feel like Inbox Zero is trying to say, look, we see your struggle. Let's work together to make this whole email thing, less of a nightmare. Which, let's be honest, that's the dream for anyone who's ever felt like personally victimized by their inbox.
Oh, absolutely. It's about going from, oh my gosh, the emails are attacking, to
Yeah.
I've got this.
Yeah.
Imagine Starting your day with a clear plan, not dread. All the important stuff is right there, easy to find, and the rest, it's handled.
You're painting a picture of a productivity utopia here, and honestly, it's kind of making me emotional. It feels achievable. Maybe with all that extra time and energy, we can finally, do those things we always say we're going to do.
Yes. All those passion projects, spending time with people we care about, or, even just going for a walk without checking your phone every 5 seconds.
Revolutionary.
Yeah.
But let's be real, even with the AI and everything, it's still just a tool, right? Like, it's not going to solve all of life's problems.
Exactly. Inbox Zero can help you manage your email, but it can't tell you what's really important or how to live a balanced life. That's where you come in, dear listener.
Right. It's like, I don't know if anyone says this, but you can have an empty inbox, but can you have a full life?
Ooh, I like that.
Right. And that's what I want you to think about today. Like, if you could magically get back even just 30 minutes a day, just from being more efficient with email, what would you do at that time?
What would you finally start? What have you been putting off?
Seriously, the possibilities are kind of endless.
They are, and it all comes back to, taming that email beast. That's the power of AI, not just for, automating tasks, but for actually freeing us up to focus on what matters.
So go forth, listeners, and conquer those inboxes. And hey, if you do try Inbox Zero, let us know. We want to hear all about it. Did it live up to the hype? Until then, happy diving.